Presented by Listen Headlines, latest world news from trusted sources.
World CBS News, com. September 30th, 1916 America, New York, an Afghan baby's harrowing escape to the U.S. During the evacuations from Afghanistan last month, someone captured the moment a baby was lifted over a wall at the Kabul airport and handed to a U.S. Marine. KPHO reporter Jared Dillingham shares where the baby and her family are now. World CBS News, com. September 30th, 1916 America, New York, climate change impacts Great Lakes coastline. It's not just the U.S. coasts experiencing climate change. Communities along the shores of the Great Lakes are seeing it too. Ben Tracy has more for CBS News series Eye on America.
BBC News World. September 30th, 1908 America, New York, Dubai opens coronavirus delayed Expo 2020. Organizers say the World Fair will be the largest global gathering since the start of the pandemic.
World CBS News, com. September 30th, 1906 America, New York, we felt in danger, Afghan evacuees in U.S. describe fleeing the Taliban. Many families have arrived at Fort McCoy, one of 8 U.S. bases helping to resettle more than 60,000 Afghan evacuees, with nothing but the clothes on their backs. World CBS News, com. September 30th, 1904 America, New York, Homeland Security changes Trump-era immigration policy. The Biden administration on Thursday unveiled new rules on immigration arrests, directing U.S. officials to focus on detaining and deporting immigrants who pose a threat to national security or public safety.
September 30th, 1900 America, New York, see the moment, Big Brother crowns its first black winner. After 21 years on TV, CBS Big Brother had its first black winner.
World CBS News, com. September 30th, 1900 America, New York, court allows U.S. to continue expelling migrant families. The Biden administration has maintained a pandemic-era policy enacted under former President Donald Trump to rapidly expel some migrants from the U.S.-Mexico border.
Fox World News. September 30th, 1844 America, New York, senior al-Qaeda leader killed in drone strike in Syria, U.S. defense officials say. A senior al-Qaeda leader has been killed in a drone strike in Syria, U.S. defense officials confirmed to Fox News Thursday. September 30th, 1840 America, New York, Super Bowl 56 halftime show will be packed with star power. A quintet of musical trailblazers will come together on the Super Bowl 56 halftime show stage in February. September 30th, 1837 America, New York, Neiman Marcus alerts millions of online customers about security breach. Neiman Marcus Group is alerting millions of customers that their online accounts may have been breached.
BBC News World. September 30th, 1834 America, New York, the biggest test of Biden's presidency so far. A series of spending packages have put the White House and the Democrats in crisis mode this week.
RT World News. September 30th, 1815 America, New York. Pyongyang tested new air defense system amid recent volley of missile launches, state media. North Korea test fired a newly developed, anti-aircraft, missile, the country's state media reported, offering few details. It comes amid a flurry of similar tests in recent days, reportedly including a new, hypersonic, weapon.
September 30th, 1810 America, New York, analysis, Manchin has been remarkably consistent. Democrats just haven't been listening. On Thursday, West Virginia Democratic Senator Joe Manchin made clear how much he was willing to spend on a budget bill being pushed by President Joe Biden and his fellow Democrats in Congress, $1.5 trillion. September 30th, 1805 America, New York, analysis, Monica Lewinsky's reinvention begs the question, what's changed since the 90s? We hop from crisis to chaos and back again in the news business, focusing each day on the things that matter most that day. September 30th, 1800 America, New York, Harriet Hageman once rebuked Trump and endorsed Liz Cheney. She's now challenging her with his help. Analysis, is Liz Cheney going to run for president? September 30th, 1759 America, New York, Pelosi scrambles to pass trillion-dollar infrastructure bill. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi has been working furiously behind the scenes to build support for the roughly $1 trillion infrastructure bill, personally calling Democrats and talking to members on the House floor as progressives threaten to tank it. September 30th, 1753 America, New York, Canada set to pay billions to Indigenous children removed from their families, court rules. Canada observed its first national holiday honoring victims and survivors of the country's residential school system.
CNN.com World. September 30th, 1753 America, New York, Canada set to pay billions to Indigenous children removed from their families, court rules. Canada observed its first national holiday honoring victims and survivors of the country's residential school system.
September 30th, 1751 America, New York, U.S. inks $20 million deal to launch high-tech weather satellites in space. The United States is aiming to launch a group of small satellites to fill a critical gap in the ability to foresee precipitation dangers, like the deluge that overwhelmed northeastern cities at the start of September. September 30th, 1750 America, New York, how anti-vaxxers cling to centuries-old conspiracy theories. Anti-vax resistance has been around for years. In the latest reality check with John Avlon, Extremist Beat, Avlon traces the anti-government, anti-science and religious overtones that have persisted through the history of anti-vax opposition with CNN's El Reeve and Donnie O'Sullivan. September 30th, 1743 America, New York, refugee groups race to find housing for 53,000 Afghan evacuees. Refugee resettlement agencies are racing to find housing for the approximately 53,000 Afghans on military bases in the United States who will eventually be resettled in the country, but the groups are facing a strained and expensive housing market.
RT World News. September 30th, 1654 America, New York. Massive fire breaks out at Stuttgart bus depot, sends smoke towering over city, videos. A large bus depot in the German city of Stuttgart has gone up in flames, gutting vehicles and leaving a dense column of smoke looming over the city. Local residents have been advised to keep their doors and windows closed.
September 30th, 1653 America, New York, FBI joins search for Mia Marcano, who has been missing in Florida for nearly a week. The FBI is assisting in the search for a 19-year-old woman who went missing last Friday from an Orlando apartment complex, the Orange County Sheriff said Thursday.
Time: September 30th, 1649 America, New York, protecting homes from wildfire with aluminum foil? A tested technology gains steam. The photo made a splash on social media. General Sherman, the majestic 2,000-year-old Californian sequoia tree with a 36-foot circumference, its craggy trunk shining with silvery aluminum foil wrapped all around it to protect from potential wildfires.